Hey yo!
And we're live on Facebook.
We did it!
We're live!
And we're all together. The camera is placed perfectly. Welcome everybody! I am so excited. I don't even know what to say. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show A Generation in the Making. The future begins now. It can only be the one and only E3 2018. Welcome to NerdBacon's coverage, brought to you by Survive. Mr. Cube, available now for the PlayStation 4. I'm Dave the Watchman. Sitting with me, we have...
I'm Level Up Justin.
I'm Jefferoth. What up, people?
How's it going?
Oh, man. I'm waiting for something to catch on fire. We have so many wires and cameras.
Don't jinx it. It's working.
Exactly.
It's working.
I'll have to take a picture of the way the studio looks right now. We should do like a little behind the scenes. Actually,
Yeah.
We should try and get Lauren to do like a little behind
That
the
would be
scenes
pretty
with
cool.
the camera. But yeah, we're here. We're all in studio for the first time since 2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah.
So long ago.
But we're really excited to be able to bring you, I don't know if it'll be the best E3 2018 coverage, but we're going to bring you our best E3 2018 coverage, as only NerdBacon can. What's up, Neon Saxon? Welcome to the chat. I'm excited. We're kicking off today. It's a light day. It's EA Play. So we're going to finally find out a little bit about Anthem. We're going to find out what all EA has in store for us. So let's go ahead and kind of dive in here. Let me turn off the stream.
If you see me looking down, I'm just sharing on social medias that we are live, so I promise I'm paying attention.
All right. Let's really do this. It has been a rough year for EA.
It has.
Last year, they had a pretty decent conference.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was
awkward.
It was helmed by Star Wars Battlefront 2, which we all agreed looked pretty darn good.
Yes.
And then Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out. And it was like the Sith were all over that game with their loot boxes, their dark side of the Force loot boxes. They also, as Doc Croc eloquently says, they had a Mess Effect that was launched last year.
That was our, it won an award.
It was the worst, or the most disappointing game of 2018. Yeah.
2017, yeah.
Everyone was high at EA's show.
If they weren't high, they were really awkward.
Exactly.
One of the two.
Anyway, it was a rough year for EA. So, now that they're past a year...
You mentioned how bad Payback was. Payback was received not well.
Need for Speed, that's
Speed.
right.
Yeah,
I forgot about
when
that.
Came out, all of us went, oh my god, and then it came out to mediocre reviews.
The new Need for... Oh my goodness.
And that's the funny
really
thing,
good point.
because Star Wars, it came out, and we were all excited, and it was fun to play the single-player stuff, but the multiplayer was kind of...
But Battlefront 2 was still a good game, it's just the way they handled the microtransactions.
Yep.
And started the whole, like, EA's the Nickelback of the video game industry.
Right.
Exactly.
It was cool to hate on them.
So the thing now is, how is EA going to be able to rebound this year? Are they going to acknowledge the mistakes that they've made? And if so, how are they going to do that?
Right.
I think they already have. When they come out with Battlefield 5 and say, hey, all of the future stuff is free. You know, we're getting rid of the premium pass. We're going to give you guys, all the future content is free, no microtransactions, or at least they haven't said, I don't got too far into that, but they've said, hey, we're not doing that anymore.
Right.
And, quickly taking that stuff out of Battlefront 2 and just say, hey, we're sorry that this happened, we understand. And so I think they've learned from this, and we'll get better because of it. We're watching, of course, Madden Mobile. That's
Madden Mobile.
Definitely.
Madden NFL Overdrive. I just got that in my ear.
That is
I feel official.
Very strange.
Yeah.
That's weird that it's coming to mobile, but not to Switch. What do you think that says?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they still had a Switch version, but because maybe this is their way of testing it to see what they can do for a Switch version. Obviously, we're not saying it's dumbed down, but like a lower tier version. You're not getting your higher versions. So,
do we think that EA is going to acknowledge the loot box debacle and come right out of the gate at the start of this conference and say, all of our games going forward are not going to have loot boxes there. It's not going to be pay to win.
I think they should. I think they really should do that.
Yeah.
And because it's the reason why people are shitting on them.
Right.
It's the way they handle that situation is the reason why people get shit on. So
right.
Neon Saxon says we need more mobile ports on the Switch. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I think you're going to see a small theme where you're going to see certain games that, if they're able to be on mobile, you'll see them on Switch.
Right.
And this might just be one of the first ones. But no, to kind of answer the question, I agree. I think it would be smart for them to come out and say, look, we messed up. We recognize our faults, and kind of just say, but this is what we're going to do going forward.
Right. Right. I agree.
So.
And I think one of the first things they're going to do to make that up to us is Anthem. I think Anthem, they are heavily going to try and drive home the point. Anthem will not be paid to win.
Right. Yep. I mean, and they did that a little bit also with Battlefield 5.
Right.
In its debut, it was straight up asked.
Oh, yeah.
They straight up asked by Trevor Noah. That was the guy who was hosting it. He said, is this a pay to win? He said, no. It's not going to be pay to win whatsoever. So I think it would be smart for them to do that.
So you were telling before you got here that some Anthem news was breaking. What do we expect to see out of Anthem?
So I was listening to a little bit of some podcasts and stuff on the way here about what's going to be shown. And in what I kind of put down for some talking points, I kind of was thinking about like, hey, obviously we're going to see a trailer, but do we think we're going to see a CG trailer, or is it going to be gameplay? Mm-hmm. Because they're saying it's going to be out relatively soon.
Really?
The talk is by end of fiscal year this year, so that'd be March 2019.
Like February, March.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so if that's really the case,
and have them go against the recently announced Days Gone.
Right.
From Sony coming out
that could be February.
That's a completely different type of game.
Well, sure, but those are two big games in that same kind of window.
Right.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we had so many different games come out right in that first quarter window last year. Remember, we had Neo, we had Nier Automata, we had Legend of Zelda, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, all of that and more. All of that in the first quarter of 2017. So
sure, but none of those games were reliant on if they're good, the company survives. Like Anthem is. I think Anthem is a game that you have to hang a hat on this and say this is BioWare's do or not.
Nerd Barry is in the chat. What is up, buddy? Welcome to EA Play.
How's it going, Barry?
Hello, everybody in Facebook, by the way. We're not forgetting you. I'm getting things set up here on Facebook, so.
But otherwise, I just said we are going to see a CG trailer. We're also going to see gameplay. We will see combat.
Oh, nice.
They're going to show some combat finally this year. Some of the different monsters we may be fighting. And they're going to show, I think they're going to kind of dive into how a lot of it, the inner workings kind of work a little more.
Nice.
So that's kind of what they were saying. And stuff I didn't know about, stuff I didn't necessarily put down. But answer some of the questions that we had. So
yeah. So here's another question that I've been pondering lately, and correct me if I'm way off. Do you think there's room for a game like Anthem in a post-Fortnite world?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's different enough from Fortnite. It's not a battle royale game. It's kind of like a Destiny. Sorry, guys. It's kind of like Destiny.
That's all right.
It is.
That's
all
right.
Where, you have a lot of mechs, you have a lot of RPG, a lot of loot stuff,
sure.
and that game can still work. Especially when you put the BioWare name on it, which still has some credibility to it. So,
what's up, A-Rob 2002? Welcome.
So yeah, I think Anthem can totally work with or without a Fortnite because they're two different beasts.
So going into EA Play's conference here, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'll ask this to anybody in the chat as well.
Yeah, any questions we ask, feel free to answer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And ask us questions as well. We want this to be interactive. So on a scale of 1 to 10. What is your hype level for Anthem going into this, and I'm going to ask you as we leave the conference as well,
sure,
what your hype level is. But hype level going in, Anthem, what do you say? 1 is no hype at all. 10 is like, just rip my shirt off Hulk Hogan style. I'm ready, brother.
10 is Red Dead 2 hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff Roth, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna say right now it's a 7.
7. Wow.
And
okay.
It's because I love BioWare. I love Mass Effect 2 is one of the best games ever made. Fight
sure.
Me.
No, I don't think.
And see what they can do with a Destiny type game with RPG, loot driven. This drop in, drop out stuff. As soon as I saw it, I got a little hyped because okay, they can do something with this, and they can really make this be a worthwhile experience. So I want to know more. I want to see more. But right now I'm at a let's go. I'm at a 7.
Right.
Nice. That's really nice.
Okay. I'm gonna say a 9.
Wow!
I'm really hyped for Anthem.
This is already day 1 for you, practically.
I am really hyped for Anthem. I don't know what it is about Anthem. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm like a hyped up Iron Man that can also go into water as well. But I loved the aesthetic. I loved being able to see that there's these monsters in the background, but you don't have to necessarily do anything with them. But it just looked so unique. It kind of, I want to say it kind of gave me the feels that Titanfall kind of gave me when I first seen Titanfall, just because I liked the environment and what you could see from that. By that's way, that's really annoying.
This is right.
Really,
Thank
really
God
loud.
I don't have the volume up in the stream for this guy yet.
Be glad you didn't miss that, because I have it in my ear and it was really annoying while I'm trying to talk. But no, I
EA
think,
knows how to throw a conference.
Yes, but I'm really hyped for this. But I feel like I want to tone it down a little bit because I'm afraid that if I don't, that I'm gonna be disappointed by the end. But I think they're gonna come big. Yeah. I think they have to.
Okay.
They have to.
All right. And I think you're right. This is do or die for BioWare.
Yep.
It's no secret. If they don't do it,
they're kind of falling off the cliff around Mass Effect 3, Dragon Age 2, and then Inquisition wasn't received that highly.
The greatest,
and then Andromeda, the bottom fell out of that one. So
well, and it says they did say that Anthem fans are going to get an inside look. I kind of put that in quotes, and then also that I don't know exactly what that means. There's no details to that. But there is going to be an inside look on that. But I do think that one thing I heard as well on the way here, actually coming from the gal that's on screen, she said that part of the BioWare team that works on Dragon Age is helping finish Anthem.
Right. So everybody I've heard on social media is like, oh man, I really hope to see Dragon Age. You're not going to see Dragon Age.
No. And I did put it in there. Do you think there's a tease? My answer was going to be no, but What do you guys think? Do you don't for sure no Dragon Age tease?
No.
I wouldn't think
not
so.
Not yet. They've really got to make sure that Anthem sells.
If Anthem doesn't sell, there is no Dragon Age.
Exactly.
Right. Well,
at least by this team anyway.
And I guess I'll ask this. So we know that like you said, if it doesn't sell, there is no Dragon Age. And EA is not known for a very surprise-driven conference. It's usually pretty honed in.
I think we're going to have a couple
surprises. I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. But how much of the show do you think is going to be dedicated to Anthem?
I think the majority of this show will be Battlefield 5.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, I would be disappointed in that too. I'm not going to lie. I would be disappointed.
I would say we at least get 10 minutes of Anthem.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'll agree with that. I'm saying they're going to lean heavily into Battlefield 5. They're going to lean heavily into the sports stuff, which I hope includes an NBA Jam. God.
I think you're going to be happy. I don't know.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be happy.
So I hope so.
I've heard chatter, but it's not being confirmed.
Right. Kind of talking then about Battlefield 5. So the attendees, obviously, we're not there live this year, maybe one day, but we're not there. But if you're in person, they are going to let people play the multiplayer of Battlefield 5.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be there, so we may get a little glimpse of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think we'll see from Battlefield 5? Or what do you hope that we'll see from Battlefield 5?
Before I answer that, your daughter says hi.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yay! And Dave B also said, congratulations on your little baby.
Thank you, Dave. Yay! Appreciate
that. And Dave Barry, don't you have another one on the way? I thought I heard that.
Is there another berry on the way?
I thought so.
A tiny berry?
Another little berry.
Little berry?
Another crunch berry.
So yeah, what do you think we'll see, and what do you want to see?
We're gonna see actual gameplay. So that trailer it looked pretty and all. But that wasn't
actual. That was nothing.
They tried to make it look as though.
They do this every year where they have live stage demos,
right?
With celebrities, and this will be no different. I think they're gonna at least get. It's gonna be a very early alpha build of this.
Okay.
But we're gonna see actual gameplay. and people are going to go, holy shit, just like they do every single year, because this game is going to look tremendous.
And I'm sure we'll see a battle royale mode.
Oh, you think so?
Oh god, yes. Everybody's going to have battle royale. I bet you Splatoon 2 has battle royale. Oh, and speaking of which, wasn't there supposed to be some like quote unquote earth-shattering Splatoon 2 news today?
I'm not sure, but I'll keep an eye.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. I kept hearing that.
Battlefield 5 is better than the reveal trailer.
We got a Miles Black. Yeah,
I was not a fan of the reveal trailer. And
the reveal show in general, because I did watch it.
The reveal,
reveal show in general, I thought was very lackluster. I was on the end of the people that did not care for the reveal trailer. I didn't think Trevor Noah was all that funny during the show. I didn't think it was really worth taking an extra time to go watch it.
Yeah, he was okay. I thought he did a good job
he
for
did.
what he was doing.
He asked some really good questions.
The problem with that show, it was a 30-minute build-up for a trailer, and that was really pointless. There was no reason that you had to have a 30-minute build-up for the trailer. You could drop the trailer, and that's fine.
Yep.
Oh, some Sims info here.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
There we are.
So what do you guys think with Battlefield 5 going into... So it's Battlefield 5, so we're after 4, but we're after actually 1, as far as timeline concerned. We're going to World War II.
So we're going to World War II, and it's not extremely, like, accurate World War II.
Right, it's kind of an alternate take on
World War II.
Me because here's this lady with this big hook for a hand.
Yeah, she's got like prongs for a hand.
I love like alternate history stuff, so I'm interested in that.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There was some weird internet backlash about that, but I like it.
Because it's a female. That was the backlash.
That was the backlash.
Yeah, the backlash was, why are we focusing on this woman when it was not historically accurate? But I didn't see the trailer. I was listening to the event, but I didn't really sit and watch the trailer.
Because it's a video game, people.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It is a video game, and, you know, if she's running around with a prong hand, which I didn't know about until just now.
Sure.
She's running around with a prong hand, then, historical accuracy is out the window.
Yeah, and if I can make my character have a prong hand, he's gonna have a prong hand. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
God, we should show up to Microsoft's conference tomorrow with prong hands. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, mentioning Microsoft, do you think there will be any sort of exclusivity deal with Battlefield? We've seen it with Call of Duty. You've seen it with other games. Red Dead's supposed to have one.
Yeah.
Do you think Battlefield has some sort of exclusivity deal? I hope not, for the record. But
I really don't know.
I don't think so.
No?
I think EA needs to make everybody happy at this point.
Okay.
And so,
good call.
And so being equal to all, I think, is what EA needs to do here.
Okay.
What are they showing here for Sims? What new expansions for 4 probably, or is there a mobile stuff happening, or what?
All it was said to me, and I'm not hearing any good news right now, is all it was said was it will make an appearance.
Okay.
That's all I know. Now, Sims 4 is on console now, I believe.
Yes.
So they brought it to console. Though I'm sure there'll just be more expansions and stuff.
Nerdberry says, sounds like y'all are saying prawn hand.
Prawn
Which
hand.
is even better. I like that even better than prawn.
Prawn hands!
I'd rather have that. That's the game for me.
Let's move on to...
Battlefield 5, October 19th.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fun. The Battlefield games have been really good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of this. A lot of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we already saw there's like banners and a trailer out there with the Battlefront 2 logo on it, so it's presence in here.
Yes. Yep.
Broadway Girl says, "Viva la shrimp." So let's talk about Star Wars a little bit here. Is there going to be a Season 2 expansion for Battlefield 2, do you think?
Yep.
I think a lot of it's going to be based on Solo being out. I think that they're going to do some things from Solo.
I think they already have the second part of Season 2, or the first part of Season 2 started, didn't they?
I think so.
I think they're going to reveal the second part.
There'll be more content for Battlefront 2 happening here.
I'm out of the loop on Battlefront 2. I'm not going to lie. I got it. I streamed it. Loved the aerial space battles.
Yeah.
But
it's a fun game. It's just hard to kind of get back into. I stepped out for a while, came back in, and went, oh.
Yeah, after the whole loot box debacle and the mess that
then
was
they took
Star
it
Wars
away,
Episode
then they brought it back.
That didn't really bother me because I didn't spend any money on it.
Which, by the way, I just watched for the first time.
What did you think?
I didn't care for it.
All right,
I'm not going to lie. I didn't care. It wasn't... I didn't think it was like the worst movie in the world, but I was like, man, it was not what I was expecting. So
I thought it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Solo was getting good reviews, though, from what I'm hearing. Solo was getting good reviews.
Episode 8 got good reviews from what I heard too. So
I like 7 much better for what it's worth.
Let me say a comment, Dave. God,
yeah. I like 7 for what it's worth. I like 7 much more.
7 was great.
Yeah.
All right.
New KOTOR is what Star Wars genre needs, according to Miles.
What's
I agree,
that?
A new KOTOR is what Star Wars needs, according to Miles. I would love that, but I think with the Old Republic still being out and about...
There was some talk of some sort of Star Wars, either a KOTOR remake or an MMO, of something of that nature in the works. So.
Well, I think with BioWare having the Old Republic still out there, I don't think you can do another one of those in the MMOs. Because then you're splintering your player base. But I would love
for Clone Wars DLC.
Clone Wars DLC?
Yes.
You might get that.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, we're seeing some Sims 4 seasons.
This recently got announced as far because there was a big controversy about the depth of the snow.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was really into The Sims, and so I tried to play The Sims, and man, I just could not get into it.
I got way into 4 when it first came out. I got way into it.
Did you? So, tell us a little bit of what you know of 4.
When did it come out? Like 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'm sorry, this whole concept seems really weird, just living this virtual life when you could actually go out and skate.
But this is the 4th game, and it's been a phenomenon.
It really has.
Sims is huge. The community's rabid.
It's an alternate life. I mean, you can do stupid shit like this.
Right, that. Or build a room and lock somebody in it.
It's the video game equivalent of like a Tamagotchi pet.
Sure. Huh.
I'm proud to say I've never played a Sims game.
I've only played 3. I've never played 4.
I really tried 3, and 4 is one that got me. I was like, okay, let's go. And then that was like the first week.
I thought she had a prawn hand for a second. I was like, did she have a prawn hand?
Everybody from EA this year will have a prawn hand.
So Star Wars Respawn project.
Yeah.
So
that's been kind of off the radar for a while. But
we've heard almost nothing from Respawn when it comes to Star Wars.
I would imagine that we would see like one of those behind the scenes developer things that they show usually like the year before they show what the actual
kind of
game
like
looks
computers and people moving the mouse around.
It's one of those. We promised we were working on something here.
Yeah.
We'll take her home here because we're 6 minutes away from the show.
6 minutes, wow.
See some Garden Warfare 2 back there for PvZ. Do we see
cool. I have that in here actually.
Do we see a Garden Warfare 3?
I hope so. I really like those games.
I did too.
I really like those games. I actually was just considering jumping into Garden Warfare 2 again through EA Access.
There's always people playing it. I mean,
it's a fun game. More like so. I played it when I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
Right.
And it was a fun game. I didn't have to think about much. You know, I kind of was able to kind of just like dumb myself down. I mean, not that it's not an intuitive game or anything, but like I was able just to kind of relax and play. You know, versus playing like a first-person shooter or something that was a little bit more intense. So, I kind of hope so. I kind of hope we see something.
I would enjoy
a
new Garden Warfare because those games were cute and fun.
I think if you see anything show up for the Switch from EA, it's probably going to be
Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah. Good call. I like where your head's at.
Or a new NBA Jam.
Oh God, the NBA Jam can be on everything ever. Oh God, every console,
So
stop it.
If they announce an NBA Jam,
okay.
How, on a scale of 1 to 10,
11.
What will be the level of the shit that is lost from you?
All of it.
All of it. It's gone.
All of it.
It's gone. Refabric the couch.
Because NBA Jam just holds so much nostalgic love for me.
Right.
And
if it's done right.
If done right.
If done right. Yes.
That 2010 version. That Xbox 360 PS3 that was done right.
Yeah.
And I would love a new one of those.
Yep.
What is a winning EA conference from you? What is it? Because usually EA is like the one that we're like, all right, cool, it's EA.
Right.
We'll cover
I kind of feel like it starts with I don't want to say the worst one, but I always kind of feel like EA, because it starts with that one, is kind of like, okay, we'll get this one out of the way. You know what I mean? So.
I think a winning conference would be announcing the NBA Jam.
Okay.
Give me some Anthem gameplay. If they came up with a new Titanfall, I know you put Titanfall in here.
I did.
I don't think they will.
I don't think a Titanfall 3 is coming now, only because I feel like Respawn's obviously working on Star Wars, and some people from Respawn went back to Call of Duty. Went back to their old company, so
poor bastards.
I do hope Titanfall is still supported because I really like the first 2 games.
Titanfall 2 is badass.
Yes.
Yes. And so Titanfall 1. I guess I don't the same way I can't sit here and say what's a winning one, I can't say what's a losing one either.
Sure.
I'm interested in what they want to say and.
I think a winning one would just be EA coming out and if they just admit their mistakes and then just move past it. I think that's a winning one for me.
If they said, hey, no microtransactions, and make it a point of saying, no
play to win, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, yep.
What about Skate 4?
Oh, Skate 4.
That was in my...
So the report came in, if you guys didn't see that Skate 3 servers got turned back on.
Yep, I think I shared that with you guys.
Yep, so Skate 3 is playable online again, which does this mean a Skate 3 remake for current consoles or a full-on new Skate?
I put Skate 4 with Tony Hawk being featured on my fantasy predictions. That would make me lose my shit.
Yeah.
So I really hope that it's Skate 4 featuring Tony Hawk or Tony Hawk Skate 4 or something of that nature. I would lose my absolute shit if that happens.
Or if it's Tony Hawk, to call it Tony Hawk's Skate.
Yeah, that's fine too. I think
that would be awesome.
So we know we're kind of winding down. I just want to touch base. We know we're going to see EA Sports titles, including NBA Jam.
Mm-hmm. Yep. God, don't stop taking like certainty. I want to wait until they say it on stage.
Right. So, is there any of those that you guys are looking forward to seeing? We already saw a little bit from Madden Overdrive, I believe it was. It's going to be on mobile. So, any of the sports stuff you guys look forward to seeing?
Besides an NBA Jam, not really. It's the same stuff, different year.
Right. I love the NHL.
Yeah,
I'd love to see some NHL stuff, but they never show NHL stuff during E3.
Right.
It's same stuff, different year that I still buy anyway. So
we got about 1 minute left. I just want to say thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to switch over to the EA Play feed here momentarily.
Yes.
Also remember that our coverage throughout E3 2018 is brought to you by Survive Mr. Cube. It's a roguelite action game that tells the story of a man called Mr. Cube who has to escape from an unknown mysterious world in order to get his life back. Most of the elements in the game are randomly selected when starting from the beginning after the permanent death of your character, which means there is no way of retaining any sort of progress.
Ooh, permadeath.
Yeah, permadeath. Crazy. Survive Mr. Cube. Available right now on the PlayStation Store. Let's go ahead and switch around over.
We got 57 seconds. I'm just going to do a few, what I'm calling rumor mill rapid fire. Just yes or no questions.
Okay.
Yes, no,
you ready?
Maybe. Yes, possibly.
EA, yes or no? EA will scrap all loot boxes and pay-to-win methods from their games going forward.
They won't scrap a loot box, but they'll scrap microtransactions.
Yes.
Okay.
Agree.
Will NBA Jam make an appearance on it for this anniversary?
Yes.
Will the popular motorcycle assault game Road Rash make a return to form?
Probably not, but that's on my list of favorites. I think you'll see a new Burnout before you see a Road Rash.
And
it's Real Racing 3. Look at that.
Now, while EA has came out and said Anthem will release by the end of fiscal year 2018, which is March 2019. Will Anthem for sure release by March 2019?
Oh,
yes or no?
That is a good question. I'm going to say no.
My gut tells
March 2019. The end of March 2019.
No, my gut tells me that's to be a holiday 2019 release.
Okay, and here we go. Good timing. Starting the show with the EA Sports. Oh, no. EA just overlay here. They did show live. NBA Live.
I would love a new FIFA Street. That would be awesome.
Now, hit me on Facebook. I'm missing some audio settings, so hopefully things sound okay on Facebook.
Okay.
A cool montage. By the way, I seen Barry. Ooh, that's cool.
Oh my god.
We starting with Anthem?
Yeah, starting with Anthem.
Nice.
What is that thing? And I like it already. It's like Optimus Prime mixed with Lord of the Rings. Aerial combat.
This looks very pretty.
Look at what they saw in the actual stage.
Oh, Andrew Vernay.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that? So that was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun.
Nerdberry mentioned NBA or a FIFA Street.
FIFA Street would be
great. Or
great.
some sort of street game.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors,
huge.
there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside
if
the
my
theater
wife is
here,
watching,
there
I'm
are
sorry if I'm
hundreds of
drooling
community
at the
members
screen
from
right
all
now.
over the world who are going to be capturing,
be good.
streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that
Please
we're going to
don't
be
put me on
showing
the
off.
camera.
John Drake could take you.
But
I think.
before we
Yeah,
get to
probably.
that,
It was his birthday recently, by the way. Happy
of
birthday.
course, we're going to kick
Why don't
things
you send him
off
a cake?
with a look at Battlefield
With my
5
face on it.
multiplayer. Now, no, Trevor Noah
Can't
gave
punch
you the
it.
first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to
Okay,
show
so
you.
FIFA 19.
Then
Yes,
on to
with
FIFA
prawn
19.
hands.
Yes.
Boy, do they have some big
Yeah,
news,
yeah,
you
So
guys.
FIFA 19.
Any
Ask for
World
World Cup fans in
been
America that
excited?
didn't make the damn World Cup.
Right.
That's gonna be awesome. Then we've got two.
But what does
indie
FIFA need to
games
do to change the
share,
game
and
up
then
at this
I'm gonna
point?
come
'Cause, I
back
mean, you're
towards
just
the
getting
end of the show with some of my
same thing
favorite
every year.
developers to give you guys a nice.
At some
meaty
point, you
look
have
at
to believe that they're
Anthem.
going to go as a
And of
game
course-
as service type
Yeah, we got the
thing.
woos.
I think
for
all
Anthem. I'm
sports
into
games
it.
need
No,
to.
no, FIFA's the
You
best-selling
wanna
game
do
in
this
the
with me?
in the
That's a
world.
good point.
Right,
That is a really
right.
good point.
Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys? if I
Camera's making
told
me
you all the
sick.
secrets
Moving
at
on.
once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show.
And let us know if
So
that
here we
sound
go.
is
without
okay.
further ado,
Yeah,
let's
please let us
get
know
things
if
started.
everything sounds good, looks good, that kind of stuff.
We can switch on the fly even.
Whoa.
Battlefield 5.
5.
Starting off.
I thought she said we were starting off with FIFA, but I guess we're starting off with Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 5.
Starting off with Battlefield V for Vendetta.
With the correct Roman numeral, by the way, Jack.
And teleprompter.
And here come the Battlefield 5 dancers.
With prawn hands.
With
My
prawn
my
hands.
Battlefield hair.
Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, it's been a lot of
Okay.
speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But it's also been lots and lots of questions
I
from
do,
the
in
community.
fact.
Yes.
And we've heard you.
Like,
you
how
wanna see
fresh are
more
those prawn
gameplay
hands?
innovation. You want to know
That's the
how
joke of
customization
E3
actually
Yeah,
works.
so far.
You want to
Six
know
teraflops
more
of
about
each
our
one.
take
Yeah.
on the
Alright, this
second
is
World
already
War.
looking cool.
It
So
looks
today,
really nice.
We'll show you more gameplay and what this is the deepest,
Say
and
what
most
you will, these
immersive
games
Battlefield
look tremendous.
Yeah.
Right. Battlefield 1 looks
Certainly
great.
is. You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies. Where previously defenses were stationary, you will now be able
Defenses are
to move these weapons around on the battlefield and gain advantages.
Yeah, baby.
And our
Oh.
renowned destruction system is
That was
back
cool.
and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks
Red faction
anymore as they
also.
come chasing
Yeah.
for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community.
Single player?
So
Okay.
let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Oh.
Yes, let's do that.
Take that, Call
So
of Duty.
we want to tell you
Yeah, they're making sure to mention that, by the way.
untold stories that got us excited to start with on this game.
Single player war
It's about-
stories.
What you will see is really those moments of
I wonder if it'll be
human
like
heroism.
like how
It is
Battlefield
about
4 or
witnessing
1 was.
the war through the eyes of the men
Wow,
and
looks
the
so
women
good.
who
I need
shaped the
screenshots.
world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox.
So
briefing
Battlefield's going to be at
tomorrow.
Xbox tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse.
It is
Something
something.
not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey
Hey.
through the Second World War.
Hey.
We knew the no
No
premium
loot
pass, the
boxes.
loot box is good to know.
No premium pass. Every day will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch,
What we getting?
you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
There you go.
There it is!
It's
Battlefield
Royale.
Battle Royale.
He said Royale.
The stream I'm listening to is a little behind.
It's
In fact, let's
Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So
everything is going to have
bring
Battle
an
Royale this
experience
year.
that you haven't played before in Battlefield or
Justice
anywhere
Scooby's
else.
in the chat as well. Welcome, Justice Scooby.
But
Hey, what's up,
more
Justice
about
Scooby?
that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations.
Oh,
Yes.
This time,
music.
So we're 1 for 1 as far as games announced at E3 with Battle.
Well, right, first game shown it really shown.
But I
as
guess this
a
makes
battle
sense.
royale mode. But this game would, because it already had like bigger team battles, like you could have so many people in
would
one
really
match.
play
That's
into
an
Battle
easy
Royale.
point, Doc Rock.
1 point for the Watchmen.
By the way, let me know if I need to turn the conference audio down compared to how we are.
Yeah. This game I think can benefit and do really well with
And,
a
like-
battle royale mode because of how many people.
Like those Battlefield moments could really stand out in a Battle Royale
Yes.
scenario.
One thing I'm interested in, even with like Call of Duty, is how many people in a game like this will they have? Will it be 100? Will it be more?
Right.
Will it be less? You know. Hey, Justice Scooby, Dothra. Everybody in the chat says hello.
I tell you, I'm not that big of a Battlefield fan, but or like a first-person shooter fan. But
Sure.
God darn, this might get me into it.
Uh-oh.
Kingdom Hearts.
Is that
Oh,
Master,
sorry.
Master Chief?
Yeah.
Ikke en dråpe.
Oh.
Jeg elsker deg.
Nordly's War.
So Nordly's War Story.
And FIFA. Here we go.
Alright.
So here's War of Pride. I'm assuming
Quando
a
eu era
FIFA 19
criança.
story mode.
Sempre sonhei em tornar-me campeão.
It already makes me a little anxious for Microsoft tomorrow if they're like, oh, we're going to do this third-party thing tomorrow.
Sure.
Come on, guys. You got to have some first-party content.
Tu tens
Right.
de continuar a acreditar.
I've always felt like, especially since Sony got the Call of Duty rights or the exclusivity from Microsoft
Yeah.
on this generation, that they've kind of really focused on Battlefield. That's why I asked the exclusivity question. Do we see any? But I don't think we do, but still. So far so good. First game in, they're like, no loot boxes, no premium packs.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the content for free.
Good crowd pop as well.
Yeah, very good crowd pop.
Just an FYI, we're like this speed is slightly ahead of what we're streaming.
Okay.
So are we more on that then?
Yeah, we're streaming based off of this.
Okay.
So just so folks know watching, we're streaming like multiple sources. So we're streaming from one source from the PC, and then we also have the Xbox on the big screen, so we can watch it and not be crowded around the small PC monitor.
Europeans.
Yeah, so that's why we're a little bit ahead.
Europeans.
That's the UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete, and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game.
Oh.
Wow.
And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to
I
life
forgot. Here she
in
is.
FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
That's really
As
cool.
Aaron
Hans
said,
Zimmer
the
is the
UEFA
man.
Champions League is an
I've always wondered,
amazing
like, when is he
addition
going to
for
get
the
into
game.
game
It's
music?
where football's biggest heroes like
And I'm a little sad that
Ronaldo
it's for
and
FIFA.
Neymar every year.
I agree.
And it's the place
The
where
biggest
champions
selling
rise.
game in the world.
And you've been asking
the
for
UEFA
this.
Champions
I'm still a little
for
sad
time,
that it's for
and we
FIFA.
are thrilled that it's here.
But yeah, I guess
and that's
it's-
why we're bringing the Champions League across the
It's a
game.
thing.
There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that, along with all our other Ultimate Team features later this summer.
And all that's just the beginning. As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year,
Either
we're
of
giving
you
you the
get
tools
excited
to
for
control the pitch in every moment.
I know it's not
From your
super
tactical
exciting
approach
here in the
to the match
States as
to
compared
each
to
technical
around the
touch.
world, but
play
it's
'em.
popular.
And we
I
know
play 'em, 'cause
how
I enjoy
passionate you
Ultimate
are
Team
about
a lot.
gameplay, so we've worked
My
hard
heart
to
is hardened
shape and
to
refine
FIFA.
our vision
I just
for FIFA
bought
19
18 for
with
like
input from our community.
$20 on sale.
From hands-on tests with
Is 18
beginners
not on
to
access?
detailed feedback
It
sessions
is.
with FIFA Pro.
I mean, it's like.
And
not-
we're going to be
not
sharing a
involved.
lot more
Well,
about
not
gameplay
involved,
throughout
no.
the
Okay.
summer, but what I can tell you right now is that
I'm
the
sure it will be
quality
soon.
bar in gameplay was
If it's
raised
not.
yet
No,
again
no,
this
sure.
year.
Yeah.
So we look forward to everybody experiencing the game on
So
the hands-on
UEFA's
sessions
joining
this week. And also, of course, we're extremely
September 28th.
excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up,
Sinner gets
there's
paid
two
either way.
iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club,
Stanley Cup is
it's
better.
this one. The pursuit
Yeah.
of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy.
Not a very big pop
The World
because,
Cup.
we didn't make it.
And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is
came out
why
end of
we've just
last month.
updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS, PC,
Is that
and Nintendo
update
Switch.
already out?
Yes.
But
So
you
are
can
we gonna
take
have FIFA
Ronaldo
19 on
and
the
Portugal to their
Switch?
first World Cup victory.
Or a version of
Or
it.
Sure.
you can write your
I
own
would
story
imagine.
with some
I don't
great
know.
nations
Oh.
They
that
haven't really talked
qualified
about
this
it.
year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people
Yeah.
would ever qualify?
Skull.
And you can feel their excitement.
Skull.
Wrong team, Jeff.
Sorry.
They start doing the haka. Ah!
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the
FIFA's
World Cup
huge.
experience
Celebrities
so far. But we don't want to
love
stop
it.
there. We want to
Biggest
invite
selling
everyone
game
to
of
come and
Yeah.
join
Yeah.
the celebration. So I'm pleased to announce that for a limited time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire
For-
game
Right now.
for free.
Like 10 hours is like a.
Yeah.
Right. What's the time play on that? That's on
So to
Xbox
kick
One,
off the
PS4,
trial,
and
we've
Origin.
got
They
some
didn't
of the
show
world's
Switch at the
biggest
bottom.
creators who are going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup tournament.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and we'll bring you all the details on FIFA 19.
No,
But in the
we're
meantime,
Americans.
Let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you.
Nerdberry
and
has a question for
Avramisa!
Jefaroth. Is FIFA the best-selling game in the world?
Best-selling game
Is it
in the world.
the best?
Like, people need
It's-
to understand this.
Not just the best, it's simply the best. Oh, whoa,
Well, I mean, the thing is like, that's why I asked you either of you could get into it or play it. And you, I mean, had a resounding no. And Jeff's like, well, I play them. But like, I've
on my
seen like
calendar.
other athletes and celebrities come out and they're like,
The problem with soccer
is.
is that it's not hockey.
Good morning.
yeah,
EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people
20 million
from 60
people playing
countries playing in competitive leagues this
That's
year.
amazing.
Well, the
wild.
FIFA
I'm
team
gonna write that
never
down.
rests either,
Reference
bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this
awesome.
year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show
Reed
you.
Richards this year, I think.
We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week, we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future. The second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premier. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premier will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL.
Great.
Back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription.
So this is what I was talking about.
Thank you and have a great show.
This is what did he say at the very beginning? We had a good reaction to that. Touch on that really quick. So, Origin Access Premier coming later this summer.
So they're going to launch like Madden 19, FIFA 19, and Anthem through Origin Access Premier day 1.
Right.
This is what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. They're building their own platform.
Yep.
As opposed to
needing.
We're launching these games not day 1.
Well, I think right now you'll still have the physical copy because there is that, but it's going towards that cloud streaming or all digital world.
Yeah, this is
huge.
The
Games Pass.
This is freaking huge.
How is Premier different from Origin Access?
You don't have to wait for day 1 games, and then you're gonna have streaming.
Hey everybody! What's
So
up? So
if
I'm
you
here
don't have
sitting inside the crowded
So like
EA
if you want to play...
So it's like
I
Xbox
just
Games
happened
Pass.
to find
So I can play games
Mr.
before
Vince
the rack.
Zampella here in the
Well,
audience.
Day
Come
1.
on.
You wouldn't have to buy them
What's
again.
going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
So like when Madden launches,
it's like
you would have to buy
what
it
they did
for $60.
Do you remember what Microsoft did?
Games on
Games for
PC, right? Yeah.
Essentially for the subscription price.
That's all you need to say.
You guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So you want to just get right to it?
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff
Come on, Vince,
yet.
give me something.
We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams
Yes.
are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any
I'm so
guesses?
glad we
I bet
talked
you
about this before
the
you.
internet is going wild right now.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the
What?
Jedis are being.
Yes!
That is cool.
Yes, this
That
is a
cool.
dream game.
So for all the hardcore nerds out there who want to know like where in the timeline, like
God damn, dude,
That's cool.
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4, that sounds like a nice time. Got any other tidbits?
Oh my God!
It's a dark time.
This has to be the Darth Vader game that I've always
It
dreamed
could be.
about.
Bad
This
time.
has
Does
to
that mean
be.
it's gonna just be all dark?
What did he just say?
It's amazing.
Oh my God! Oh my freaking
All right,
God!
so I think people are now anxiously want to know, like, when can we play the game?
Oh.
It will be
Holiday 2019.
Next year, 2019, not this year.
Sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear from you maybe next year.
Oh yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today.
Star Wars, Star Wars, Star
Guys,
Wars.
this has to be
I
the
hope
Darth.
it's-
So
I
I'm
hope
gonna
it's like
toss
a
it over to
Jedi Knight
Dennis.
style.
This has to be
Do you remember me
what we
talking
were talking
about this
about.
last year?
We had that huge discussion about what our Star Wars dream game would be. We all agreed.
Yeah,
The Darth Vader, like a hunting.
I've
game.
always wanted
My
a
name
game
is
where you
Dennis.
played as
I
Darth
work at
Vader,
DICE in
hunting down the
Stockholm on Star
Jedi
Wars
in between
Battlefront.
episodes 3 and
Yeah.
4, and
Really
it's like
happy and
Grand Theft
excited to
Auto
be here
style. You
today,
just
so
play as
thank
Darth
you
Vader.
so much
So
for
he
hanging
just
out with me
said
for a
like
little bit.
every element of that,
So,
except
we
for
launched our
playing as
game
Darth
in
Vader.
Right.
November of last year,
Oregon, Johnny
and
Knoxville's
clearly
talking right
we
now.
didn't
I don't
get it
care.
quite right.
Two things. One,
So instead
Varian,
of
welcome
coming
to
out
the
of
chat.
gates
Yes,
sprinting
go
like
back
we really
through my
wanted to,
E3
we had to take a step
2017
back
articles and
Yes.
find my
and
dream
make
games from
sure that we were
2017, and
delivering
it's
the
in
game
there.
that our
I
players
swear to
really
God,
wanted.
it's in there.
That's
So
really
we
cool.
decided to completely
All right.
overhaul our progression
Dave's
system
first freak out moment
and
of the
add
weekend.
a bunch
Yeah,
of new
I'm hyped.
character
Hype!
features for players.
Hype mode engage!
Also, Doc
We added
Croc,
a new
I
hunt
would
mode
agree with you
inspired by the
about
original
what you said
Battlefront
about
games
Andrew.
that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And
He did say you're playing as a Jedi, but guess what? Who was a Jedi?
it turned out
Anakin
to be by far
Skywalker.
the most
What?
popular update of the game,
Between
and the
3
team
and
loved
4?
building
Yeah.
In the
Ewok.
dark times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you might know,
That was
we're
enough
currently
news.
That's
in
enough
our
right
solo
there.
season
Even if
with
you're not
content
playing as Darth
from
Vader,
the movie coming next week.
it's still
It's
like that's a
headlined
dream.
by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer
Oh my
we will
God.
be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends. We're also adding a new starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused
This
around
all looks really
capturing
cool.
command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very
Clone Wars?
iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2
go.
this year
There we go.
will be
All
going
right.
deep into the
I'm okay with
I
that.
think that was Doc Croc. You got your wish.
It's only fitting that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own
Obi-Wan
personal
Kenobi.
favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. So, but we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count
Right.
Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force.
Anakin's in the game.
Obi-Wan's
See?
Wow.
unruly
See?
Padawan, Anakin
They are leading
Skywalker.
in.
Yeah.
They are leading in.
The team at home is extremely
That could
excited to
happen.
be building all of
Dream
these
game.
cool
Could happen.
things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can
I
possibly
should go
build.
buy a bottle of
There
champagne
would be no
just in case
Battlefront
Chrono
without
Trigger
you.
gets announced.
So thank you. May the
Does
force
this
be
make
with
you wanna
you,
play
and enjoy the
Battlefront 2
rest of E3. Thanks.
Jump in. I mean, I own it. So what do we got here?
I'm a man in the boat.
Oh, it's the Arnie! It's Unravel!
Cute. The Arnie.
That's cute. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump in. I love platformers. This game screams my name.
It was a really good game.
This is a really good game.
No! Yarny! How the hell did you get on that boat, son?
Yeah.
Hi, it's really good to see you. In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled.
That's cool.
Yes.
And it leads you off on an adventure.
They actually
so
spelled
welcome to
two out on
Unravel
this.
2.
Cool.
Wow.
It's a game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. Yes. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend, but there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together to get through this adventure. This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And we think it's a worthy successor. And I want to show it to you now. So I brought some help.
Michael!
So please welcome Michael to the stage.
Yep.
So producer
I'm in.
Coldwood.
Lauren's in for this too.
Yeah, this is cool.
And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
And scene.
Okay, he's going to show us how to play with ourselves.
Nice. Yeah, debug mode, yeah.
So this wasn't prepared.
There we are.
Oh my goodness.
So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through the more
The first one looked
fast-paced
really
segments
nice.
of the game.
Oh, run
And
away!
We tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments.
Sure,
places that were like
yeah,
fun and exciting. And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters. Because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across. So I guess I'll jump in at this.
So jump in, jump out co-op then?
So I'm gonna be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there. And the bird is back.
Oops.
got to run from the chicken.
Playing it safe here now.
Oops.
I know Justice Scooby. That's how the first one was sold for me. It was so adorable.
Yeah. I keep seeing it on Origin, so I'm like, man, I should just pick it up.
Yeah, you should. It's
download it and play.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, you can play for free. Wow.
Yeah. That's what I was going through it the other day.
Okay, this is the scary part. Let's see if we can.
It's really cool.
It's challenging. It's not an easy platform, but it's still.
I beat Cuphead.
It is. It's very challenging.
I beat Cuphead. I can do this one.
I didn't play Cuphead. I haven't really played anything in
Faster. Oh, sweet. Well done.
I really like the environment. How you have the people in the background.
Yeah. So those are like the memories.
Okay, I'll go up
that
and distract the grouse. I'll sneak up here.
were in Yarny's life.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
okay, your
it's
turn.
emotional.
Yeah.
It takes you for a ride.
Yeah, it's a good
sure.
game.
Keep him over to the left. Now I'll go.
That poor bird. It's just like, no! I'm looking back and forth now. I want to eat you. With my prawn hands.
Just gonna drink now when we're seeing prawn hands.
Now we can breathe again. Yeah, finally. Or can we?
It's a wicked bird.
So that's a quick little look at
Okay, that's cool.
Unravel
Yeah,
2.
all right.
That's a cool direction to take.
And if it's coming, like we said, to their Origin Access premiere.
Yeah, I really hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home, because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort in so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you.
He's getting emotional
Love you.
talking about it.
He did,
Man!
He did that last time.
Woo.
Yeah.
Right.
He was one of the most down-to-earth, nervous people I've ever
Sure.
met.
But then, like you
I've
said,
seen one. Here's the trailer.
This game takes you for a ride.
Yeah.
I like that they did that, like the blue and red. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Goosebumps.
Yeah. I got him too. That's so cool.
So cute.
Don't fall down there.
Unravel 2, A Way Out.
I was thinking that when I first came up. I'm teaching my wife how to play this.
So adorable.
That is cool! And it does have a limbo vibe to it a little bit.
Yeah, the music is so good.
Yeah, the music is very good. Maybe Hans Zimmer did it.
I would actually flip for
Yeah,
that. If
yeah.
Hans Zimmer did it, I
That
would
would be
flip.
cool.
Sam our dad act.
All right.
All right.
Lauren
I'm
and I
in.
are in day
Yeah,
one.
I'm in
Here
day
we go.
one. That's cool. Now I gotta beat the other one. Gives me a project.
I can play by myself.
Thank you, Martin,
See A Way Out.
and the brilliant team at
That's
Coldwood.
true.
They're great. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion,
Aw.
and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing
Oh,
is
it's out
that
today!
available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right. You'll be able to take these two yarns.
Holy
and
shnikes!
It is out now!
Shadow
Now!
Drop 1!
Holy
Shadow
crap!
Drop 1!
So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015, we started the original Unravel.
Lauren
To
just
seek
yelled,
out the most
Dave, we're
creative
buying it
That's
today!
today. That
and
was
bring them
cute.
into our
That's
EA
amazing.
Originals program.
That is a cool
It's
moment.
been our way of helping these creators bring their
It
unique
would've been
games
great if you just like,
to
and
the
now.
world and to tell their stories.
And now.
And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Haze
Wow.
Live.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember that a little
excited.
bit.
And I
I'm
think
so
we also
excited.
remember that.
I remember him in the Game
I
Awards.
even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new, and you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and
actual
moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them
I
realize
was
their
gonna say EA
dreams.
Originals.
Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games.
Joe My.
When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly
No.
Go
drawn
somewhere else.
to how personal the story was.
Prison.
It's one that carries a very powerful and important message.
and it's unlike anything we've ever done.
Joe My Games.
So please welcome
Doc Rock
Tony Guffer
asks,
to the
is
stage
this
from
the
Joe My
EA of
Games to tell you
Dreams?
more
I'm
about
already
Sea
crying,
of
and the new
Solitude.
Fire Emblem hasn't even been announced.
Sea of Solitude is this game.
This could be another EA, like E3 of Dreams if it keeps going like this.
Your shirt's like a TARDIS.
Thank you, Patrick.
What is it, Sea of Solitude?
Yes.
I still remember
Joe
during the pitch
May
how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too
That's how
excited.
I think we all feel that.
Yeah.
You stay to go to home.
Yeah.
The project you're working so hard on.
It feels good to have that. From
Thank
them,
you.
though.
We are Yomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing
Not
Sea
SOS.
of
It's
Solitude,
not Sea of Thieves.
or
That's SOT.
as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and family see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who want to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness, turns to the outside and she becomes a monster. The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human.
So she's not a human.
Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what
I'm so glad you've been taking notes because I was so intrigued by
This
this.
seems kind of like a fun watch as far as a walking simulator to me right now. But
real?
I was so intrigued by what she was saying that I got no notes, except for what they're called.
This world that I live in,
So it's flooded.
empty and cold.
What?
Attack on Titan.
Loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've
Get out of the water.
just chased you
Nope,
so
you're good.
long now. I'm too weak to run. A new day is here.
it's like a journey or something.
But nothing is new. Alone in my room,
This is
I tremble.
Look for it. Striking art style for sure.
I'm glad you took notes.
Yeah.
Games are art, people.
Live.
Yeah, this looks like live.
No.
Well, okay, I will say this. I put it on for a pre-show. I didn't mention it, but last year's NBA Live, while not as good as 2K, the one mode was very popular.
Yeah, it was, but...
By the way, suck it, LeBron.
Be ready.
Sea of Solitude looks really cool. EA's doing a great job with this Originals thing.
That was cool. Yeah, I agree. I think this conference in general, or this showcase has been good. There's Iverson, Tracy McGrady.
Will be the answer. As long as you hold your core.
The NBA Jam is just a mode in this. That'd be a bummer.
They've got to be so on day one with this game. I've heard the online stuff is really good in the live series.
The mode is what's been really popular.
2K has had a really bad year this year. 2K has a lot of the EA backlash for 2K.
The loot box. Okay, this looks kind of cool.
And this
September 7th.
Yeah, this is the year for EA. They're gonna make inroads with NBA Live. Okay.
No.
My name's Shay Kivlin, aka Young Kiv.
So going
from
into
Seattle, Washington. The only goal of mine is
esports
really
part
to
of
win
Madden.
Madden.
Oh yeah, I
Kiv's been going after that belt since 2016. At some point, he's going to need to get out of this quarterfinal and claim a major.
It's a big night for Young Kiv.
He looks like a douche. He looks like one of those guys you just want to punch in the face.
3rd and 4 throws it low.
I don't mean to be that guy, but yeah. Look at that kid. You're playing a video game for a living.
Way more than I love winning.
Humble up, son.
Incredible matchup. It's a
Or
rematch.
as Steve Smith would say, ice up, son.
You know, he volunteers every week at a home.
He probably does. Damn it, Dave. Way to bring me back down.
Like, he nurses kittens back to health.
Damn it, Dave. You brought me back down to earth. I am now eating humble pie. I mean, good for him, but don't be a douche. Oh, Juju Smith. That was the guy that played Fortnite with Ninja. The big stream. Yeah.
I just saw you backstage.
Been good.
Nah, look at those jeans.
Those
He's a douche.
pants.
He's a
Already
douche.
starting. Okay.
Which one?
Hi, everybody.
The one on
I'm
the right.
Juju
Okay.
Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As
Yeah,
you
they're
guys
bringing
can see,
in the touchdown
touchdown
celebrations. Yeah, I did see that before.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty fire. I like that a lot. As you guys know, this is Young Kiv, Madden.
Actually,
18,
he
Madden
tore up those
champion.
jeans
Like,
at a
give it
prayer
up for Young
ritual.
Kiv, y'all. Give it up.
Damn it, Dave. Damn it, Dave.
He's such a good person.
Okay, where'd you get
Young
those
Kiv.
pants from?
That's why I asked you. Said he's a douche. He's got
And your past,
his pants.
Juju's pants are awesome.
Are they tucked into his socks?
I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school, I was playing baseball. I hurt my arm.
That is a
So then I
chill
picked up
ass
Madden, and
Yeah.
at first I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it. Eventually, I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision. It was the same time as my graduation.
Here's your awkward sports moment,
okay.
guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
it's
beat
EA tradition
the
at this
number one
point.
Player in Madden, so hurt your arm
How
in
much do you
baseball.
think this kid paid for those
Number one.
jeans?
Number two.
Do you think he
Way
paid?
too much.
Do you think he paid over $100 for those
graduation
jeans?
or go to the tournament? Like, what did you
Yeah,
120.
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money.
All his pants
That's
are wrapped.
awesome. Okay, now the past few years, how has it been for you? I know you had some ups and downs.
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastating losses. I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those
not
losses.
get
Made me gain a lot of
He
mental
sounds
toughness,
so
and that's why I got
humble.
the
Yeah.
belt.
So humble.
That belt is so amazing. There's a lot.
I think this would have been a better
win
moment just to
on
keep
that belt for you.
Juju on, but I understand
Well,
why
today,
they're bringing him
EA
in.
play
'Cause it
you know,
shows, like, their
first look
Madden,
at the Madden 19
like,
trailer.
tournament and stuff.
Super excited. It's gonna be so fun. It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not gonna board you guys. We're gonna go out. I'm gonna try to take this belt.
What was
round
the point
two.
of that again?
So we're
To
out.
show Madden.
Happy
Yeah.
day.
It did nothing for me. Saquon Barkley, first round draft pick for the Giants.
So here's a possibility. What if there is no next? What if?
To the very top. Don't say that.
What if our dreams are?
Don't say that.
You battle through the pain
It's very possible.
and
Leave the
failure,
ground. Oh no.
all just to get to this place.
Eli
You've
Manning.
been told.
Is this the first year of Madden and Frostbite?
I was just thinking that.
Second, I think. By the way,
I know I should have taken time for a bathroom break.
So that you can truly
I gotta pee so badly right now.
see that it was really
for what it's worth, I think this is the second year.
what you needed to be at all. But about all the moments that got you.
I did. I got pee again. Drinking lots of liquid.
You think they showed Julian? Oh yeah.
I wish I had been drinking solids.
So.
Oh, Baker Mayfield gonna die.
Nope. Shook him off.
This is why you know us.
Which button makes you kneel during the national anthem?
Wow.
Oh, that's touchy, isn't it?
Didn't they have that in the last game?
I don't think so. No. Because the last game came out before the season started, and I don't think.
I thought there was something that they added in that had to do with that. No. But I could be wrong.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know.
It's all good. Just do it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager
I would be okay with
Michael
Madden
Martinez.
being a games of service.
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new
that
mobile
sounds
game
like a
in a
good bathroom
live,
break.
winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
What?
Sure thing.
Never
The
heard of
objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map.
All right.
I got no notes for Madden because there was like
majority of the control points.
Bathroom break for me.
Fills up while the missile is possessed. Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. It takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael.
He is so happy to be there.
Talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room. If you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control.
I'm gonna touch a screen for a while.
Yes.
That's the GDI logo. This is Command & Conquer.
Is it?
Yeah.
His opponent, fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive mobile gaming phenomenon.
Night.
Please join
Not
me
the
in
TV
welcoming to the stage,
What is
Nick
he
at
doing
Night.
Nick during day.
Ah.
So I had no notes for
Now,
Madden
Mike, it's
because,
gonna
like
be
I
a
said,
real
there was
clash of
nothing.
these gaming styles with
Whatever.
competitive
That's
backgrounds that
disappointing.
these players
No
have.
mention of a
This should be
story
great
mode
match.
for Madden.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the
Which, by the
players
way,
ready? Let's,
if you
get
played
this thing
it,
going.
Long Shot
Ready
was
to go.
fantastic. I enjoyed it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this
I really
off.
liked it.
Nice little strategy
Bring in the Rock.
game.
Let him play a
Out
character
there.
in
It's a good
Long
genre.
Shot. There you go.
I'm very
Money.
excited for this. The players are loading
So
in and
Command
we're
and
ready
Conquer
to kick
Mobile.
Here we go.
this
Well,
off.
we don't have any
The
actual.
players' bases have been deployed, and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a harvester to start things off. Nothing too crazy yet.
Nothing too crazy.
Now the infantry is going to come out to hold that top point. Both players, of course, trying to take that position. Nick at Night being able to reach it a little bit first in a strategy game. That flank position that In Control is going for on the top side, also very important.
Playing on
As
the phone.
Nick at Night's forces have to circle around the center.
You know, as much as
Let's
we
see if
don't
he's
play
able to
games
create
on the
a
phone, it's
2-on-1.
just
Is he able to get there?
never been
So
more
he's
popular.
getting there.
Games on the phone.
Here comes
are
GDI
insanely
with Rhino. It's going to rip up those infantry.
Yeah, going for the
What deters
anti-infantry,
me
like any
always from
strategy
playing on
game,
the
the
phone
units that you're
is
going to use
usually
when
it's
you
fatal
deploy them
damage.
will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your
Usually.
forces and protecting that economy as well.
Nick and Knight with some attacks.
Broadway Grill says Pea Party!
In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover.
I got
Yeah.
way into that, but
Attack bikes move
it's a
towards
Clash
the
Royale's
position. We
blast.
can see that the missile
But
is
it's always-
beginning
it is
to
fatal.
ready.
So do we have the
Firing
name
that.
of this
That
game
takes
yet?
out
No,
the
but
base.
Jeff
The
did
most
notice a
important
Command &
objective on
Conquer
the map
logo.
is to hold that
All right.
control.
It was
Logo.
the
And In Control
Yeah.
making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
He's done a great job
No,
of
you're
pulling
good.
that down with the turret.
I don't
and
want
now he's
my knee to
redeploying the
offend
vehicles
you.
to the south side, bringing out more infantry to deal with the
The knee
attack
you
bikes.
dealt with during the
And
national
as that
anthem.
economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger and more powerful units come out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to help.
Jeff, stop paying attention. You are Joe.
He's fine.
He's going to tear through those infantry.
Yeah, and In Control brings out his first tank. That's going to be used to try and help push
played
back
so
these
so
smaller
much
forces,
of,
and
like,
he makes
like
his way
Red Alert
to the
first came out.
south side. That
I
missile
played
passing
a metric
halfway
shit
now.
ton
Both
of that.
zone, two zones.
So-
control
I got
of
way
Nick at Night.
into
He will
Tell
have
me a
the
little
missile.
bit
You
about
see, it
Command
starts
&
to
Conquer.
point
I'll admit
towards
I've
In
never
Control's
played a
base.
Command & Conquer.
Let's see if
you know what
In Control
StarCraft
can
is.
get around to that top
Okay.
point.
Yeah,
Able to
GDI
hold that
versus
missile.
not.
It
It
was-
was in the Red
Test
Alert,
missile,
which
put it in
became
the yellow
the
position.
Allied nations
Yeah,
versus
very important, of
Soviet
course,
Sure.
blocking
Sure.
the pathing of those
Had
units
some
is another big
RTS.
facet of
The
the strategy.
best,
Holding those
cheesiest
locations is so
live
crucial
action
as In
cutscene
Control
you've ever
to secure the northwest spot. Another test going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out. But now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing.
Pioneered the strategy genre.
With another third, in control fleets, he takes the top that missile,
and then
fires,
wow. StarCraft.
Nick at Night,
StarCraft 2.
One shot away from being knocked out
StarCraft 2
here.
is kind of
as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In control is very heavy artillery.
Then
forces doing a
Westwood
great
got
job
bought by
at taking
EA,
control
and
of
that was
the
kind
map.
of it for Command and Conquer.
Kinda it.
But this looks like Command and Conquer.
So Justice Scooby says, I like mobile games, especially paid ones, but freemium ones are dreadful and pay to win. That's where I sit. So like, Clash Royale, it's a freemium game. You know, it's free to download and play.
What if this is Command and Conquer? What if we're on the verge of E3
but there's a great
that
turret
potentially
placement
brings
from In
back
Control,
Command and Conquer,
blocking and just ripping through
NBA Jam, and Skate 4 all on the same night?
Another drill pod we're seeing with
I
some
forgot about
tanks.
Skate 4 for a second. Now my heart just skipped a beat. Stop it.
I think that would be a win for EA.
Yeah. I already think they're doing really well. This showcase is doing.
That unraveled too.
Yeah. You asked what EA.
I'm buying that as soon as we're off the air.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. You said what could EA do to win?
Absolutely. Nick and Knight cruising around, thinking about harassing.
Or have a win for a showcase.
The Harvesters are coming around the far side.
He's really pressing it.
And we see that missile is starting to get
and I feel like this has been a successful
zones in control for Nick
so
tonight,
far.
looking to set
this doesn't look too bad. I would try this out.
I jump into engage with just 1 or 2 units. He wants to move all of them together, create a good position, and take over that south.
We're seeing the first
Titanfall 3.
Titanfall 3.
This is it.
And this
might be one that I play on the iPad.
And Nick fire that one off and settle for next missile is gonna end it.
Next missile wins. Let's see what happens.
We'll have control
of there's that missile. It's loading up. You're gonna get
deal with
that
these
red base
forces.
is very
But Nick at Night's done a great job of getting
Destroy
assets and now also harassing the economy of
There he is.
control.
Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going to do some serious damage.
That missile just passed halfway ready. He's also bringing out his first air
missile
unit.
just turned blue, now it's rotating around.
It's got a lot of range that
Oh my goodness.
In Control
Oh
just
my
needs
goodness.
This missile is nearly going to fire.
He did.
It can be stolen at any point.
Where is it going to go?
So In Control wins.
Got it back.
The first showing of whatever this is.
Defeating Nick at
That was legit.
Yeah, we assume it's a Command and
That was
Conquer.
epic. Amazing. What a match. Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Any thoughts, guys?
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was awesome. We saw a little bit of everything right there.
Not a lot of info.
Yeah. Let's hear it for Nathanius, Nick and Knight, and In Control. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw
baby.
Conquer Rivals.
Yes!
baby.
Cool.
Command and Conquer Rivals. Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control of their armies in quick, competitive head-to-head matches that are fueled by skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players
can play today. iPhone will have to wait.
So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait for you to play. Please let us know what you think. Thank you.
What do we have here?
It's Command and Conquer. It's just the trailer for it.
Trailer for Command and Conquer.
Yeah. Guys, Command and Conquer is back.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
It's back on mobile.
It's back on mobile.
That's all right. Maybe that's what it needs.
Not a lot of info on if this is a freemium game.
Yeah. We will download it and try it.
Cost money to play.
I would imagine it's free to download. It's got to be paid. It's got to be paid content.
Let's go ahead and Android. Look for it.
I will in a minute.
Yeah. Whoa, that's cool. Would you be more excited if this was somehow, some way not a mobile game?
Is it Switch game? Sure.
It was like a.
I was just gonna say, somewhere out there, Stealth is like, this should be on Switch.
Oh! Is that a young Yuri?
Oh. Maybe.
Control is power.
No, that's not Yuri. That's Kane.
You're right.
That's Kane. That's gotta be Kane.
Command and Conquer for a new generation. Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic Anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams, and what I can say about us, is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice, is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly. Wow. That no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better, and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that,
I'm kind of shocked that that doesn't happen, because there was some strong indications
to 3
that this
charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world.
It could still be there, just
a
maybe
world
not
where
easily.
representation and equality
or is it shown
not
off?
something we strive
Maybe it's
for,
shown off at one of the
stay
other
out of standards.
conferences.
And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday thread. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give.
Look how good we are.
And thank you for
We're
your
so
support.
good.
Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together
That's a
doing
press release,
immeasurable
dude, not
good
an E3
because we love
moment.
games.
Right.
Thanks
well,
for being with us, and thanks for the incredible privilege
It
of
flips
making
the
games
script
for all
from
of you. Now,
bad
without further ado,
EA, bad
let's take
company
a
to
look.
work for.
They had to
It's
do
like
some PR recovery.
Okay, here's the Anthem trailer.
I'm so in
The
on this right
gods vanished and left our world in chaos, creating, altering, destroying.
Anthem is
The
all that
anthem
remains.
is all that remains.
Good job.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect
Guys,
us
you know what the anthem is? It's the Lamb Chop song. This is the song that doesn't end.
Stop
now. Now it's stuck in your heads.
Hey, should we kneel for this anthem? Oh.
You failed on that retort.
I know.
Something is out there. It wants to destroy us all.
Whoa.
Okay, hyper-level rising.
Little glimpses.
Anthem. So much Anthem.
How cool was that trailer? You You guys, I've seen it a couple times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Ruthard.
What's that?
I'd rather just see like gameplay footage.
I'm thinking you will.
Things in motion.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this game?
Did you see in the continued flash-ins and outs, you'd see a couple gameplay moments where you see the reticle.
All right, thanks guys.
I'm
Thanks
guessing
for coming
some
out
sort of
today. Just
Yeah,
got a little
thank
game
you.
to show, right?
Yep.
It's going to be very exciting. So Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years off. But before you came back, you actually worked on Anthem before you left.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. You know, we have the best fans.
Look at that.
There's your insider. There's your
to it, and,
insider
I just
moment.
wanna be
Look,
able
we
to
have
continue
game
the
that we
legacy
thought we
of
might
the
get from
studio, and that's kind
Respawn.
of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, you know,
We
what is
got
the
enough
evolution
from
of a
Respawn.
BioWare
Yeah.
game?
They have to hide the
We
fact
wanted to
that you're
create
playing
a
as
brand
Darth
new world for people to
freaking
discover,
Vader.
you know, a whole new world of story and character.
cool.
But we also wanted to do something that was,
Xbox,
you know, more of a dynamic
controller
and
show,
living
not
world,
really
a
going
game that
too
would
deep
change
into
every time you came
anything,
back and
but-
played it. We also wanted to do something where, you know,
Interesting.
if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you
We
could
don't have
do that
PS5s
as
yet.
well. So that was really
PS5
the initial
kids are there
vision
yet.
of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with story sort of bolted on this side, but something new and
Yeah,
different.
Doc
and I
Croc,
think
I'm
the
right
team
with
has
you in
really
what you just
captured that
said.
vision
Yeah.
over the years.
Please, I'm so
You
in on
fans
this game
really
right now.
love the
Yeah.
stories from BioWare, but I think
hype
we're
is
kind of
rising
curious
team
how
world.
you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those
I know Roman
things
Reigns.
get diluted because you're mixing
Roman
multiplayer
Reigns
and
after
storytelling
steroids.
into the same
Every
area.
Samoan's
Now you
related
can build a
except Samoa
solution
Joe.
to that, but you have to really build it into
The one guy
core
who
of
has
the game.
Samoa in
That's
his
what we
name.
try to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world,
Even
my
Nine Jacks
story.
related.
So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, that's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're
Yeah, Justice
experiencing,
Scooby,
we're experiencing together.
it's,
Everyone that's playing
with
Anthem
having
at a
Drew
moment
back
is seeing
and-
the same
and
thing. And this is what we mean when we
knowing
talk
their
about our
failures
world.
in the past. Here we go.
It's a shared world that we all experience together.
So I'll finish that point.
But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes. And by doing it this way, we're able to combine that impact and agency of a single player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
Good, thank
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds. When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and plot.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about more story. I don't think anybody out there is going to either. So Kathleen, I wanted to ask you, from a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their
I like
massive
the
tools.
mixture
and
of the
those
different
tools are
javelin
in
suits that you
constant
see.
conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. it's a dangerous environment that you need to wear a suit of powered armor, a javelin, to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now. And so the world is always changing, whether the storms, seasons, and it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world
showing like the same
almost in real time, a dramatic event
same
that
general
changes
very
the
little
world
like
forever.
in game, like you're seeing something like flying
around, but there's no action or anything.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool. The way that they sound like they're going to come together, but even though there's
it goes right away.
it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these Javelin exo suits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally, the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The
looks like you got like an
Colossus is
objective
heavier,
in the top
more
right.
specialized, but able to really pack in big
Obviously your
weapons
map
that let them
or your
devastate the battlefield.
waypoints at the top.
I'm just going to say the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up, because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization.
There's your
monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
Yeah, so we are going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete
So
from
the
the
javelins
get-go.
are kind of
So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey, we talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem is going to work?
Yeah,
so there's a single player element, but there's
the fun of teaming
it's going to have a very focused, it sounds like, multiplayer element, which is not.
So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So, I think here we're going to see the Colossus,
I guess.
Just hammering people on the ground in gameplay. If we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above. And then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love
can you battle
is
underground,
you don't just run
like
around,
in
you're
the water?
swimming and flying as well.
I don't know.
So it's interesting because at the Slate Tones wants to know,
question.
how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now, going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun, even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edge of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that? All right, so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today.
I think they hit a lot of the
We're
major
gonna go ahead
points and
roll the
questions.
gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
Now we get some gameplay.
Get to the cracker.
Facebook is just shot, so.
All right.
We'll post the rest.
I'm
of
liking
the
the
Twitch page
aesthetic.
onto Facebook.
Freelancer, time to get to work. Faye said these bastards made some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon. So,
Roman Reigns.
Wow.
That's cool. Showing you getting into the javelin.
Yeah.
A lot kind of Titanfall.
That's the Colossus. Very Titanfall-esque, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Oh god.
Have you guys already started picking your favorites? Which one you'll play as?
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I was doing
Yeah,
tech
you're
issues.
dealing with tech issues.
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be
Some
careful.
javelins that were hung.
Is there a compass showing you where to go?
Yeah.
Shut up. Damn it.
Oh, numbers flying off of enemies.
Lots of numbers.
Oh, I love it.
Wonder if that's customizable. You can
Oh,
turn it
look
off
how gorgeous that looks.
That looks really cool.
Right. Checking out the Scar Camp some more.
Yeah, that is really amazing. Like the sense of depth.
Oh, and the turrets.
Right, and
But
that's what I
quickly-
took away from when it was shown last year was how the depth where you can go, you can fly above. That's a cool looking enemy. The enemy we see at the beginning of the conference or showcase. But you could also dive down. Yeah, he's like, all right, I shot you, I'm gone.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
okay.
wow. Ooh. Which one
gives me a Destiny vibe.
A little bit.
A little too much.
There's a Shaker relic. Wait, something's odd.
They did. I mean, there was no secret that it is kind of an answer to
See those radiant
what
pieces of
Destiny
energy? They're
was
echoes
trying
from
to
the
do,
Anthem
of
of
course,
creation.
and trying to maybe do it in their own way. I think they said a bit.
Loads of scars nearby. Be careful.
Oh damn!
Flamethrowers are always good. This is cool. I think I'm a little bit more excited to see Battlefield 5 personally.
I like the storm.
I like that they have a British guy as your little AI assistant.
I agree.
Why is it the default setting, you think? Like, isn't all AI usually just British?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like.
Because they sound like a British accent makes you sound smarter. Like if I did the rest of this in a British accent, I would sound like 10 times more critical than I already sound.
Not averted. You pissed
Wait,
something
something's
off.
happening.
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position.
So 1 Ranger, 1 Storm, 2 Colossus.
On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Doc Rock.
Thanks, Doc Rock.
Thanks, Doc.
You like Storm Justice Scooby? Uh-oh.
It's Mother Brain.
Oh,
or a giant ball sack.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's some Metroid vibes. Oh.
Yeah, that did give me a little bit of a Metroid vibe.
All right, do we have a release date? Do we have a release date?
Nope, not yet.
How cool was that? I'm so hyped, you guys.
Yep, and that was actually just a short
demo,
version
LA.
of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to,
What about those who aren't in LA? Damn it!
At EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds: when do we get
Ooh!
to play?
Same day.
So Anthem comes out February 22nd.
I'm okay with that.
2019 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets. Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team.
Does
I
it
know
hit
you
release
guys had
date?
that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give
see
it
you
up for Casey Hudson, everybody.
You're
I
right,
also
Justice.
want to give a big thank you to all of the developers who showcased their games today and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of
That's
Origin
so
Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends
On
in
Android
Command &
only.
Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it. So, I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
Wow, that's it. No Skate 4, no NBA Jam. I'm surprised.
Shut it off.
Well, there's still a lot of E3 left.
Yes, you're right.
Well, to kind of run down the closing ceremonies here at EA Play, the first conference of the
Yeah, so we can start kind of, as you guys see this kind of overall video showing everything, just kind of ending here.
Well, it's
kind of showing what we got to see.
This was a good show. This was a good show for EA.
Yeah. So
Hi guys,
I don't know how you guys want to. I'll let Dave kind of get it transitioned over here.
Yeah, we are transitioned over.
We're going to transition away from the live stream and more to focus on us.
Yep.
And our pretty faces.
We're there.
All right. So what would you guys how would you guys want to rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you say?
I'm gonna give it 1 thumbs up. How's that? From 2
Sure.
thumbs down to 2 thumbs up.
Wow.
Say 1 thumbs up.
Okay.
I'd give it a solid. I'd give it a solid 8. I really enjoyed the fact that Unravel 2 shadow dropped today.
Yeah.
I was expecting Unravel 2 to be shown today because we knew that's what Coldwood was working on. I was expecting them to show it off and have a nice little thing, and then but to have it out today, holy crap! We will be downloading that as soon as we are done with this stream.
Yep.
So that it was a huge thing for me. Guys, Respawn. What is it called? It's what Jedi.
Fallen
Order.
Star Wars
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
If you go back through NerdBacon.com, if you do a little search for Dream Games E3 2017, you'll find my article where I talked about like the 5 games that I wish would get made. Just like 5 dream games. One of those dream games was a Star Wars game where you play as Darth Vader, and it takes place between episodes 3 and 4, and it's back when you play as Darth Vader hunting down the Jedi that survived Order 66. So we know that this game is taking place between 3 and 4.
Yep.
He keeps saying it's a dark, dark time. Guys, that's like 3 out of the 4 points that I had in this game.
Right.
Is this the final thing? Like, are we playing as Darth Vader in this game? Is this? We're already like 75% to a dream game of mine.
I mean, if you're not, I'd be a little surprised if you're not. But all I say is you're playing as a Jedi, so I kind of, because it's between 3 and 4. It's going to be interesting on where they go with it.
Yeah, because he was really coy about revealing a little bit more. So yeah, you play as a Jedi, but do you play as a fallen Jedi?
Right.
As an Anakin Skywalker who fell out of favor and became Darth Vader.
Right. Yeah. I guess for me, I was also thinking about an 8 out of 10. I really thought that the overall theme for EA Play was no loot boxes, no pay to win. It was mentioned numerous times in a couple of games. It was very clear
what we expected.
And even though there was that moment of, the charity work and the donations and stuff that you can do, it kind of switched the view of EA being a bad company to work for, or bad guys loot boxes, blah blah blah, to hey, no premium pass for like Battlefield 5. With Anthem, there's no loot boxes. There is cosmetics you can buy, but that's just like in any other game at this point.
Right. So
I think overall I give it an 8. Some really good moments. I mean, I think overall was their best E3 showing in a while.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think Doc Croc mentioned this in the chat, but I agree with her. I was really struck by the much more professional tone that this conference had over past years. You didn't have people who were obviously high.
Sure.
You really didn't have too much in the way of awkward sports moments. You
bad.
had like the esports people, the Pittsburgh Steelers
that was the
guy.
worst, like as far as the moments.
But as far as like stuff that they've had in the past, it really wasn't that bad.
Right. I mean, overall, I'm not sitting here saying this was good. I knew going in, my expectations were low, but I also knew going in that EA as a publisher, I'm always kind of timid with them as well, but it wasn't going to be my number one show of E3. We knew that going in,
right?
So.
It's always kind of the throwaway show.
Right.
But with that being said, I think this was a really strong show. And if the rest of E3 builds off of this, oh my God, holy buckets.
Right.
Here's the biggest announcement of the show from EA for me. the fact that they are acknowledging that they are bringing streaming to EA Origins, and they're right out of the gate coming out with the what is it, the premium or the Premier edition?
The Premier.
EA Origin Access Premier.
Right.
A lot of words.
So if you go back and listen to the Insiders podcast that we had a couple of days ago on YouTube,
which if you haven't, doing that.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
The future is companies are acknowledging that it's time to move towards streaming and full accessibility on any platform, any device. And if you listened to our podcast a couple weeks ago when we were talking about EA's purchase of GameFly streaming assets, this was what I was kind of going nuts about, because this is allowing EA to bypass, if they were ever to so choose, they could bypass Sony and Microsoft as platforms altogether, because now you can stream to your cell phone, you can stream to your computer, you can have just like the tiniest $100 computer and still play Madden 2019 because it's streaming in HD off the cloud. That's what the future is going to be.
It's really exciting that Madden's on PC. That shouldn't be as exciting as it is, but having that back on PC after so long being not.
And I think overall that was probably, as much as we were hyped for Respawn Star Wars and Unravel 2 dropping today, or Anthem, or anything that you were excited for, that you were in on it, that was probably the biggest announcement of the show. I think you're right there, just because
that's the earthquake.
It kind of, while it may not have seemed like it by maybe our reactions or by the way that they're talking about it, that just shows where the industry's headed, and the fact that, like you said, you're not going to be penalized if you play on a certain platform versus another. And it's going to have that ability in day one launching, just like Xbox Game Pass, where, hey, I want to play, like you said, Madden on PC, day one. You don't have to go out to the store and buy it for $60. It comes out whatever day. You go download it on their Origin Access Premier.
Right. You do have to wonder how much that will cost. Because right now,
Game Pass is absurdly cheap.
Game Pass is what, $10 a month?
$10 a month right now.
So
it's actually really cheap if you go find a deal right now.
So Origin Access on PC is like $5 a month.
Okay.
But it's $35 a year on the consoles.
Okay.
So you gotta wonder how this will affect pricing on consoles.
You would imagine that they're gonna somehow make it one. You would think it'd have to, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Absolutely.
So, but does that mean that EA Access is no longer down the road at some point going to be exclusive to Xbox?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be on PlayStation 4, and if Apple comes out with a with an upgraded Apple TV, which there's a lot of rumors that they are, it's going to be day one.
I mean, there's an Atari virtual computer system that's coming out, Atari VCS. Not saying it's going to be good or anything. We don't know. We have no idea, but that's going to be that system's designed for streaming.
Exactly. So that's the future, and that's what we talk about with the arrival of the Titans. Like, if Google and Amazon and Apple, any one of those three get into kind of the gaming space, how is that going to change the industry? But EA is already fundamentally changing the industry with this streaming.
Yep. And we've seen the article from Ubisoft, or there was the interview for somebody from Ubisoft
that
was out there as well. So.
Well, I mean, the CEO, Yves Guillemot, said, hey, next console cycle is the last
Probably
console.
the last console.
Yep, and that's something that...
interesting to keep an eye on.
Golfing Buffalo has driven home, is that he thinks that this next console generation is the last one.
Right.
So, at least one's tethered to TVs.
Right.
Sure.
Right. And this is another point, again, if you listen to the Insider podcast, think about how we've played games. It has not really fundamentally changed in the 40 years that we've been playing console video games. And that's really ridiculous.
Sure.
So that's why I said in my E3 articles, this is the last E3 before everything changes.
Well, and the big thing is, too, like, someone that just bought a new PC, I'm seeing the benefits of being able to play, like, for example, a game anywhere I want.
Right.
But the next thing is, how will it tie to, a lot of people right now are tied to the ecosystems. Some people that are Xbox players are tied to that ecosystem. They got a lot of money, a lot of games, the achievements, or the places and the trophies, the games. So I wonder how this will all tie together going forward. So... kind of going back into EA, we'll just kind of start from the beginning then.
And Twitch chat, if you're out there, let us know your thoughts as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
We'll
Let us know what you think, what your moments of the show were, and kind of follow along. So, obviously, after the EA montage and the Anthem VR start, where it kind of had that kind of virtual reality look, we had the Battlefield 5. That was the first moment.
I like what I saw of Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
I think I'm intrigued to see a little bit more. I don't know if it's going to be something where I don't know if it's going to be a must-buy for me, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm interested. And
we'll see more tomorrow.
I love the Battlefield series since 1942, and I really want to see what they do with this Battle Royale mode.
When you were born in 1942?
Nope. The first Battlefield game was 1942. I still have the original disc for the PC, and it was a revelation as far as
it was.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then Battlefield 2 took it even further. And Battlefield 2 is one of the best console shooters ever made.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to see what they do with this new one, this new campaign, and Battle Royale mode in Battlefield 5.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, they didn't give it a name or anything, just a Battle Royale.
It's the first of everybody having Battle Royale.
Right. So obviously this EA Origin Access Premier is launching later this summer,
Mm-hmm.
what they said. And this game launches in October 19th.
Yep.
So obviously if you want to play it, you'll be able to play it first. Well, I guess technically there if you have that, or I'm sure you'll be able to buy it right at this point. But.
Absolutely.
Couple of things I kind of noted down. Your defenses can be moved, which is really cool. So they're no longer stationary. So if you have a turret somewhere, you can obviously move that.
An AA gun to it.
Yeah.
The destructible environments were really cool as well.
That looks really nice because Dice is good at levolution, as it were.
Sure.
And like I said, Red Faction's kind of the bar when it comes to the geomod technology and stuff blowing the hell up, and Dice can make stuff look really good. This Frostbite engine still has some life in it, so this be cool to kind of do that as opposed to you want to hide in that building.
Right.
So.
That is pretty awesome.
Right. Yep. And I wonder that'll be a really cool element to tie into the Battle Royale mode because, as we know now, in any of the Battle Royale games you play, I don't have any. I know Jeff played it last night, but the Realm Royale, I don't know how that's like. But with like Fortnite and PUBG, there's not really any destructible elements, so the map is always the same essentially until they change it.
Yep.
So right now, if that's the case, like. The map could always be evolving in some way, shape, or form.
If any game can lend itself well to a Battle Royale mode, Battlefield is the one to do it. So.
Right. You will have single-player war stories. I'm assuming it sounds like it's going to be kind of similar to what Battlefield 1 did.
Yep. I assume so, yeah.
Battlefield. There'll be more Battlefield stuff shown tomorrow at Xbox, including the Nordley's War Story.
That's a terrible name. Nordley.
Nordley.
Hey, Nordley! Sounds like something out of the Nutty Professor. I feel like Jerry Lewis is Nordley.
Yeah. Yep.
And we gotta get the Nazis!
The last thing I'll mention is no premium pass.
That's
no
cool.
loot boxes. It's not pay to win. So if you want content, it's gonna be available to everyone. Or I'm sure there'll be cosmetic that you can buy with in-game currency or real money at some point. So. Moving on, the only other thing FIFA was next.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer
music for the trailer. That's awesome.
For us that don't really play FIFA, that might have been the coolest thing. But I did mention the UEFA Champions League is joining.
Yep.
So that's a big deal to soccer fans. It sounds like I don't have any.
It is a really big deal.
Yeah.
Outside of America.
Okay.
That's where everybody from the Europe area, the champions of their respective leagues come together.
Yeah.
Who is the ultimate champion? So
Okay.
It is a big
So
deal.
20 million players worldwide. I made a note of that. I think Dave did as well. Just that's a huge. As you said at the beginning, the biggest game in the world.
People kind of poo-poo on this, but I mean it's the world's game.
Yep.
True.
The journey is what they are calling the story mode. There was really not a whole lot shown for that.
That's all right.
But that's okay.
But they said that Alex Hunter will be a part of the UEFA Champions League, going for that championship. So
Sure.
he'll be involved in the UEFA storyline.
And then September 28th is your launch. If you want to play FIFA 18 and the World Cup DLC that was in it, it's free to everyone as a trial right now. They had no details on that. And then there's more details later this summer on the World Cup. So that's really all I have for FIFA 19.
All right. We talked at length about the Respawn title. Again, they're working on Star Wars. It's called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It might be a dream game of mine. It's like 75% of my dream, but that's announcement of the show for me so far.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see anything of this before next year's E3?
Maybe at the Game Awards.
Yes. I think Game Awards is probably the most likely. That guy's got a really unique mustache.
And even then, like, it'll probably just be a trailer. It won't be actual, like, gameplay stuff until next year.
I would not be surprised at the Game Awards. A little teaser trailer, not too long, just something to remind you it's there. Then E3
It'll be Darth Vader reveal at the freaking Game Awards!
So obviously we talked about it being during the dark times when the Jedi were hunted, as Dave is so excited.
I could cry.
Yeah.
I could cry.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Between the third and fourth movie, and then episode 3 and 4, excuse me.
Even if you're playing as like a good guy Jedi, even if you're playing as a legit Jedi, this is going to be like what episode 3 should have been.
Sure.
Is this going to take the place of 1313, you think? Like, is this kind of...
Yes.
Because that void... Because 1313, when we first saw it, was a kind of a dark story.
Sure.
This
I'm
definitely...
not in that, though.
This definitely.
Right.
But absolutely. Oh, my God.
And then the release date is... They did not have a release date, a release window.
It's
holiday,
late next year.
Holiday 2019.
Late next year.
I will say one thing. The only thing when it comes to Star Wars, because the next thing was also Star Wars that was shown, but really nothing shown for the old Amy Hennig project that EA the Vancouver team is working on.
Wasn't that killed?
I think they said that whatever it was there, it was given to the Vancouver team. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So if there is something there, it was not shown, but I just want to kind of bring that to light because I know that's if there is anything there, that's with nothing shown. But next thing was Battlefront 2. Just gonna have the second half of Season 2 DLC. The Clone Wars is going to be in there.
I think they said the next part of the solo stuff is next week.
Okay.
The new planets and the new mode Extraction.
Yes.
Coming out next week.
Yeah. It sounded like I put Extraction Returns, which is popular.
Yep.
New multiplayer mode with a large format that focuses on capturing points.
Yes.
No, they did not say anything about Battle Royale, just a large format. So whatever that means there. New squad system and a new dogfighting mode featuring the hero ships.
Yes.
And then obviously we mentioned the Clone Wars and characters from the Clone Wars being as part of this DLC coming.
That's cool.
So, I mean, I'm cool with all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll play Battlefront 2 again.
I'll jump in
it's a
maybe
cool
for a
looking
brief
game.
moment. It looks beautiful. So, next...
Yeah, let's move on a little bit. We talked about Unravel 2. Looks beautiful. It's out today. It's focusing on co-op gameplay.
Yes. Yep.
If you've never played Unravel, it's a beautiful platform game, kind of in the same vein as Limbo. But definitely check it out. I'm very excited for Unravel 2, and we'll be buying that as soon as we are off the air here. So, not much more to be said today.
Let's check what the price is on that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, go ahead and do that
Give
real
us
quick
price
while
check.
he's doing the price check. One thing I wanted to say was I like the element of, say you and Laura could play together, but let's say you're busy writing an article for NerdBacon and Lauren wants to try playing on her own. There's moments where you can have that jump in, jump out co-op. One Yarny, I assume they're both called Yarnies. I don't know what the other one's called. I don't know. But
Prawny!
Yeah, Prawny.
Yes!
The
joke comes back.
One can essentially carry the other, but then you can split even in solo mode for the puzzles. So that's really unique as well.
Real quick, Justice Scooby asks, does Origin Access currently have Battlefront 2?
Oh, yes?
I don't know if it's... I only have EA access on
I'm thinking
Xbox,
Battlefield 2.
so...
I'm thinking Battlefield 2. Battlefront 2, I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
$20 for Unravel 2, by the way.
20 bucks. All right, that's kind of what I expected.
I will play the first one and I'll buy it shortly after. So
Yeah, I'll buy it.
I don't think Battlefront 2 is
$20 isn't bad at all.
I think Gran Turismo, the new one, is $20.
On the,
Gran Turismo Sport.
Yes,
it's on sale.
Because of the days of play right now.
I might have to drop money on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So next game was a EA original from a team in Berlin called Joe May Games.
Yes. Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude. Comes out early 2019. I don't have a whole lot of notes, so I'm going to defer to Dave on this one.
Premise of this game is it's kind of an emotional dive into loneliness and how loneliness can transform you, and how loneliness is relatable from every human being, because every human being has felt extremely lonely at times. So this is a really personal journey by the game's creator. So the premise of the game is this extreme loneliness has turned this main character into a monster, and it's their journey back to humanity, try to regain their humanity. And she talked about having to embrace some of those feelings of loneliness as part of humanity. You know, you embrace the bad with the good. So it's another really amazing concept that EA is doing with their EA originals. I'm really digging what they're doing here.
Yeah.
No release date. I don't think there was
early
2019 for this game. So yeah, really interesting.
I'm getting vibes of like the Firewatch comparison, which is a walking simulator.
Yeah.
I'm getting something like a Journey vibe from it a little bit because like the grand scale of things, kind of maybe like a Fury, but. This seems like a piece of art. Like if people look at this and say our game's art,
exactly.
And I loved the emotion she displayed when she was talking about it. I'm very interested. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I loved the what looked to be obviously the enemies, what enemy, the different things they did show. The artwork was cool. So yeah, I was really digging it.
Yeah,
I like where it was headed.
I'm very excited for that game already.
Yep.
They brought back Command and Conquer as a mobile game.
Yep.
That's okay. The fact of the matter is, Command and Conquer is back. That's really
they're
cool.
leaning into mobile a bit between the Madden thing they showed before the stream and Command and Conquer, so.
The Madden thing is like a Madden Overdrive or something like that. There was not really any talk about it, but
still a big work in progress.
Yeah.
But yeah, Command and Conquer making a return. Hopefully, maybe this will. Maybe kickstart a new full-on Command and Conquer game.
That would be sweet.
It's a head-to-head RTS then.
Yep, head-to-head RTS looks kind of like in the vein of maybe like a Clash Royale, but you do actually have some unit control.
Yes.
Looks to be.
Yes.
So that's cool.
I think it would be tough to do a full-on Command and Conquer at this point. So this is a nice way to kind of test the waters and see if there is a market.
Yep. StarCraft 2 kind of, I don't want to say fell the map. It didn't really fall the map, but then Halo Wars 2 came out. Remember that?
Yeah, right.
So we're in a weird time for RTSs. So it's kind of cool to see that mobile is taking off at least.
Right. And only other thing I'll say with Command & Conquer, Android players can play today.
Yep.
Dave talked about probably looking at downloading that. They didn't no mention of when Apple users can play, and keep an eye out for that.
Look at young Kane.
Yeah.
Know it.
The trailer was actually pretty cool. What they showed after. So the only other thing I'll mention before we get into the final of finale was while they did not show NBA Jam. They did bring back NBA Live, and it's going to be NBA Live 19.
Mm-hmm.
Some short sort of trailer kind of honing in on last year's success on the One mode, or whatever it was called. Looks like it's extremely customizable in some sense. Some older players brought back from their prime, like Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady. So if you're a basketball fan, pick that up. Unfortunately, I know it's not NBA Jam, but it is out there.
We'll see. There's a lot of E3 left. Maybe they save it for Microsoft or Sony.
It made the most sense to say, here's Mark Turmel and Tim Kitzrow on stage commenting over a new NBA Jam.
Sure.
That would make the most sense.
That would be awesome, but I'm just saying there's still a chance.
What if it's at Nintendo?
That could be. That really could be.
Yeah. September 7th release date. Or, again, and make sure if you guys do end up doing this EA Origins Access Premiere, you'll be able to stream it on there somehow. So, anyway, last game of the show.
The big one.
The big one.
Anthem. The reason why we all tuned in was for Anthem.
So I asked you guys going into this show what your level of hype was. You said, 7? You said 9. I said 5. So now that you've seen Anthem, coming out of that experience, Jeff, what's your hype level?
I'm up to a 9 now.
You're up to 9. You
Okay.
went from a 7 to a 9. Wow. Level up, Justin. How about you?
I'm going to say I'm a 10.
You were at.
I almost went 11.
This is you have already pre-ordered the game. You pre-ordered it already.
I would have said 11. I think the only reason I'm saying 10 is just because you and I kept mentioning that there was a lot of quick gameplay moments.
Right.
So
I don't feel that we got a really good look at it.
I feel like we got enough to feed me, but not enough to make me full. Like I wanted more.
Okay, right back. I want to get fed more.
Yes,
Just
feed me more.
Not filling.
So
I'm at a 5 as well, and I see some comments. Doc Croc and
So you
Justice
stay the
Scooby
same?
are both at 5. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still indifferent to it.
Okay.
It looks cool, but I don't think that there's much more beyond.
I don't know. Like you had said that might not be your genre.
No, it's not my genre, and I'll admit that.
Sure.
And
that could play into it a little bit.
Right, and I think that's
But
right because that is exactly in my wheelhouse. Exactly
Right.
in my, I love Destiny, I love RPGs, I love numbers flying off things. That plays into my.
But to
taste.
that same token, first-person shooters just aren't my genre.
Sure.
I was really excited by what I saw of Battlefield 5.
Sure.
So
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. But that does play into effect. I'm not. I played Destiny, vanilla Destiny when it first came out, and loved it. I'm still not a huge Destiny fan. But there's different reasons for that. And while this may not be my preferred genre, I felt like for me it was
sure
a good enough showing where I was like, okay, I'm really amped for this. I liked what I saw, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more.
I think my ideal genre right now is I love games when bars go up. I love the fact that the time that I put into games is rewarded just by constant XP gained, by unlocking things. I'm being rewarded for playing games.
Yep.
And this is falling right into that genre of bars go up the game.
Right.
It makes me feel good.
Yep.
I'm hyped. February is not that far away when you think.
No,
it really
not.
isn't.
So February 22nd,
right around the corner.
2019.
2/22/19. I worry that we just didn't get, for a deep dive, I don't feel that they went very deep on it.
And we're not out of E3 yet. We may see some more stuff.
That's true.
At future events. I mean, PAX is still down the road.
I would not be surprised if we saw a little more Anthem tomorrow at Microsoft.
Yeah, I would expect that as well.
Only because they didn't have to show it, but there was the quick glimpse of an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
I took note of that.
Well, I mean, that's the de facto PC controller, so they're playing on a development kit.
That is true. Granted, they didn't have to show that, but I just think that they could show it. They are going to show Battlefield 5. Just a couple quick notes that I have down for it. And Dave, if you have any, feel free to jump in. They said the Anthem, whatever that is all that remains.
I assume it's like
the
Last City, sort of like what Destiny had the tower.
Well, I thought
they mentioned that whoever the enemy, which is the Dominion,
I missed
can
that.
weaponize.
Yeah, so the Anthem seems like an actual thing,
an
not
object.
a city. And I caught bits where they were saying it was kind of used for creation.
Okay.
So whatever that means.
That sounds like Mass Effect.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like the whole story was based on there's this thing that can create life, and it's called the Mass Effect. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right. There is a single player experience, so you can play solo, but if you play solo, it could be a little more difficult. And I'm okay with that because I don't dislike difficult games, but I think it's interesting that they're not forcing you. Where I feel like Destiny doesn't force you either to play with other people. Or like a Monster Hunter, you don't have to play with other people, but that's the way that game was designed, is to play with other people. I feel like this game is designed that way too, but I feel like they kind of made a point to be like, you can play solo, it'll just be a little more difficult.
Sure.
So they made a comment that the gods, whoever or whatever they are, left behind tools.
Yeah, that's interesting.
No idea what that means. Mention that.
Then the trailer did a good job of making you want to think about it.
Yes.
So it worked.
Yes. The Javelin is the suit that obviously the exosuit that you have to wear. It must be worn to be safe to be out in the elements, because the world is always changing.
And to fly.
And to fly. And to dive into the water, and all that cool stuff that we got to see. The world is always changing because of the storms and the seasons. That's why you must wear this Javelin exosuit. There's 4 different types of those exosuits: the Ranger, the Colossus, the Interceptor, and the Storm. It sounds like you can kind of not necessarily switch on the go, because obviously you can't switch while you're out, but you're not locked into a suit. You can kind of pick, and I don't know if that means that like in Destiny you have different characters.
Sure, you have different classes, and I think you have the one character, and then you level up each individual one as you go.
Sure,
the Javelin kind of provides the impetus for those classes.
Right. You're a freelancer. They kind of touched on that a little bit. You're a freelancer who pilots an exo javelin suit and kind of working on with a team. The Dominion, like I mentioned, are the ancient rivals who think they can weaponize the Anthem.
Yes.
So we mentioned that. Something about the planet. I just wrote down Tarsus. I think it was the name of the planet. Mm-hmm. And then, let's see. No loot boxes. Not pay to win. If you do buy anything, because there will be cosmetics you can buy, you know what you're buying when you buy it.
Excellent. All right.
So that means your gear, your weapons, paint, and geometry can all change. And the only other thing I put down as a note.
Do they have prawn hands you can buy?
If they have prawn hands, that'll be on my character day one.
I'm in.
I just wrote down amazing sense of depth.
Oh, Justice Scooby, can I paint it in Iron Man colors?
I would imagine you could.
I think so. I don't see why not.
You could. I noticed when they were showing the creator, they didn't show the creator itself, but when they showed the different suits that were changed, that there were some very unique ones. Like one that was like black with like some orange like tribal looking designs and like a skull. Another one was white and blue with some different triangles and stuff on it. So it's going to be pretty customizable when it comes to that. So and then the only other thing that I put was there's an amazing sense of depth to the game.
Yes, that's something that we talked about as well.
Really, it takes advantage of the fact that your suit can fly.
Yeah, and right. There was a cool moment where you're going in towards the ending where they were at, where you're in a small tunnel, and then you fly out, and it's a very open area, it's very large. And while there was that giant creature you were going up against, you could also dive down into the water. So you had that extra part of that level. Where a lot of games now, what you see is what you get. You don't have that that extra surprise.
Kind of like something Zelda-esque, Breath of the Wild, where you went a lot more vertical.
Yes. Yep. So that's all the notes I had with Anthem.
Yeah, gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring this one home. I think that about wraps it up for our EA comments from EA Play at E3 2018. Again, NerdBacon's coverage brought to you by Survive Mr. Cube, available right now on the PlayStation Store, so check that out. Any final thoughts?
I tell you, we're starting off E3 this year, starting off strong.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
I look forward to it. And tomorrow, Microsoft, because we'll see some more Battlefield and perhaps more Anthem.
Yep.
And Bethesda, see what they're working on tomorrow night.
Exciting. And speaking of Microsoft, our coverage kicks off with our pre-show, our hour-long pre-show, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you'll want to keep it locked right here on NerdBacon's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/NerdBacon or facebook.com/NerdBacon. If we can get that working. We'll do what we can. Maybe we'll look into that other thing.
I was say, what about you? What any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I am just excited that Respawn might be making my dream Star Wars game. Like I said, there's 75% of what I wanted is there.
Yep.
All they gotta do is just reveal that you're playing as Darth Vader and you're hunting down Jedi.
Okay.
If that's what it turns out to be, I already lost my shit. I already lost my shit over what they
day
announced.
one. Yeah.
Day one! And it's gone! I am going to have to eat some tacos and regain some shits.
Let's go have some food and beers, boys.
Let's do it. 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for Microsoft. Join us, our hour-long pre-show, and then we'll be streaming the entire conference just like we did today. The conference itself starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll be back with Bethesda later in the night. But definitely keep it tuned here for all of the best E3 2018 coverage.
Wow.
Yeah,
we went
I'm living in the past.
We went back inside 10 years, guys.
Yeah. For everybody here at NerdBacon, I'm Dave the Watchman.
I'm Level Up Justin.
And I am Jeff Roth.
Game Tasty. We will see you tomorrow from Microsoft. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.